Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion in the Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around the globe. You know, it certainly is a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning to get those things done. You know, whatever you have purpose to do in your heart, it's a perfect morning to, just get those things done. I hope you had time this morning to really get out there and get some fresh air in, and maybe you had a sip of coffee, or you maybe had a muffin, or whatever it may have been, and you had an opportunity just to sit back and relax and reflect and just get your day started. It's so nice, and the weather is so beautiful. Here where I'm at, we're in the low 80s. And I know it's not going to be that temperature all day long, because we've been having some hot weather in the 90s, the high 90s. But for the most part, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. And, getting out there and getting that fresh air, and, getting a bit of sunshine, and, it just does something to you. It sets your day. It's a part of setting your day, put it that way. And all of these things are important. All of these things are so very necessary. It's the simple things that really matters. It's not really the big grandiose things, but it's the simple things that a lot of times we just neglect to do, or we just ignore it. But if you get out there and you get a breath of fresh air, and you just have time to relax, even if it's no more than 5 minutes, y'all, try that and see how it'll do something. It will impact your day. Now, I know for the most part, when I get up in the morning, before I get in the presence of others, I always get in the presence of God. And I always tell you about this. And this is something I've been doing for years. And I get there and I empty myself out. I ask Him to fill me for whatever I need, this on that particular day. And then I get in the mirror and I look myself directly in the eyes, and I begin to, speak to myself, and speak affirmations to myself, and different things of that nature. And I have found this to be very effective, in my life. It sets my day. And this is what I call framing my day. Framing my day so I could come with an attitude of expectancy. I come from a position of gratitude, when I get up, like I said, early, and getting there and get before God. I come with an attitude of gratitude. Then I come with an attitude of expectancy, how I expect my day to go, and then I go out and I get a bit of fresh air, get some sunshine if it's one of those days. If not, I just do other things. I listen to different things that will set my day, that will get my mind in the right place, where I'm not thinking about those negative things, or I'm not thinking about things of doubt or things of defeat or any of those things. Because so many times I speak to the women, my clients, and they have all these things going on in their lives, and all these conversations, back and forth in their heads, what they're thinking, all these negative things. And the battle is always in the mind. The battle is always in the mind. But those things can be overcome. There's certain things that we have to be conscious of and aware of, to make certain things happen in our lives, because it doesn't always have to be this way. You don't have to feel like you're defeated. You don't have to feel like there's nothing more for you. You are an overcomer, and you are somebody. And let me introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. And for so many people, they don't see their value, they don't see their worth, and they're being pulled in every direction except loose. Okay, every direction. They think it's over here. They think the next day they think it's over there. And they're just being used as a ping pong, back and forth, because they never have come into a realization to accept, or not even that, to get to know their true self. Get to know their true self. And a lot of times, there's self-esteem issues and self-confidence issues. I almost said self-image issues, and that could be one too. But self-esteem issues and self-confidence issues that come along with that, and that has a heavy weight on them. Why they feel a certain way, why they feel like they can't accomplish this and can't accomplish that. But you could do anything that you put your mind to once you have come into an alignment with who you are. And that's going to, be one of the topics I talk about today. What leads to success? Working your plan. What leads to success? Now, have you come into an alignment, where everything flows? Because I promise you, when you come into that alignment where everything flows, that's a place of productivity. That's a place of that high momentum. That's a place of expectation. That's a place where all things are possible. You have a different mindset. You have a different way of living. You have a different way of thinking. You have a different way of being. It's all about coming into an alignment with who you are, getting to know yourself, and getting to see the value and those, I call them those treasures, those gems that are in the inside of you that you don't know that's there. Okay, I once didn't know what I had on the inside. I didn't know. And if you don't know, you don't know. But once I, found that within myself, and let me tell you, y'all, I had nobody telling me the things that I tell you. I went through all of these things and discovered them, on my own. I had no one. Okay, because nobody was talking about this. At least, nobody in my circle was talking about it. And, at that time, the internet wasn't popular like it is now. Okay. That was back in 2006. So, it wasn't there. Live stream, that wasn't there. So I had nobody to tell me these things. So the things that I walked through these things in life. And I came to a place where I had to look inside of myself and begin to discover who I was. So everything I tell you, everything I tell you on these broadcasts, I have walked through these things and I have found certain things to be successful, to have gotten me over where I needed to be in order to flow in my expertise, in order to flow walking down my design pathway, in, in order to even see my design pathway. It's been a journey and it's been an experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world because I'm so elated now that I have come to this point in my life where I don't have to struggle, where I don't have to apologize for my uniqueness, where I could be unapologetically me and don't have to think that somebody else is better than me, that I have to, or I'm fearing certain things because I'm not understanding. So it's a lot of these things that go on in people's lives. And this is, I keep it 100%. This is real talk. This is real talk here. This is not um anything else except real talk, because I'm here where you are. I've been there. I can tell you I've been there. I've done that. I went through this. I know how it feels. I know how it is to want to reach your goals, which you see, and not being able to because you don't know, how to get there. And nobody's telling you. You don't know this, Have you ever seen this before? And I know that y'all have. You know that someone has the information. You know that somebody could help you through a certain part of your journey, but they're not telling you. For whatever reason, they're not telling you. And it don't necessarily have to be about a money issue, okay? Because I know that we don't tell everything because certain things is a part of our business. But even if you paid the money, even if you enrolled in a course, sometimes people hold back. Have you ever been in that situation? I just want to know. I'm just asking that question. So you know what I mean. You know what I mean when I say I have been in situations like that. So I know how I feel. I can relate to the things that you may be going through. And that's why one reason I launched this, turning your passion into profit morning show. It goes much deeper than this morning show, y'all. It goes much deeper than this. There's products, there's services, there's courses that, I designed over here at Turning Point in Richmond. That's the company, Turning Point in Richmond Incorporation, that will help you overcome these situations, understand, what you are facing and how to come out of these situations or how to avoid these situations, self-esteem, self-confidence courses that will get you to where you need to be, to connect up where, you could flow and stop living your life, haphazardly, but flow in your design purpose, flow and reach your goals and not just exist in life, but truly live your life on purpose. Because you know what? Life is short. Life is just a vapor. Here today, gone tomorrow. And you have dreams inside of you. And many of you have yet to realize those dreams because you're thinking, well, your time is over. Or, that's for somebody else. I can never achieve that. But let me tell you one thing, all things are possible if you believe. If you had the right information, I promise you, if you had the right information, you would be flowing in what you are purposed to do. You would be flowing in it. And you know what? There's no doubt about it. You will flow in, your gifts. You will flow in the knowledge that you have because you're an expert in something. You might not see yourself as an expert, but you are an expert in something because there was a study done. I think it was 2021. I think it was by Wealthy Her Network. And I'm talking to you ladies out there, okay? Because it says 79% of women had, self-esteem, general self-esteem, self-confidence issues. 79%. And when you look at that, women, we're involved in many things, a lot of things. And but 79% of the women did not have confidence in who they were. Everybody else seen, okay, what women have in them, okay, or you have in you. Everybody else sees it except you. And they're pulling you here and they're pulling you there. They're asking you to complete this here. They're asking you to see this through here, there. They're asking you all these things. They're calling you up, asking you advice. They're calling you to be here and to be there or to do this and to do that. Even in the home. And you're not seeing what's inside of you. You're not seeing it. But there's value in you. There's gems in you. There's treasures in you. All these things are inside of you. And that's something that we here at Turning Point in Richmond help you to see, to come into unity with what's inside of you. But most importantly, that you see it and you understand that you have value, you have worth, that you are brilliant, that you're an expert in that particular gift that's on the inside of you. And all this time, you've been leaving money on the table, money that could help position you and your family to live a life that you deserve to live. Not on the bottom, not struggling, not worrying about how this is going to get paid and how that bill's going to get paid, how you're going to send your children to college, how, if you have enough money for summer camp, you're over there getting 2 and 3 jobs, wearing yourself out, and it's reflecting in stress and maybe hospital, in the hospital or medication, any of those things, y'all. And it's not worth it. It really isn't, because you work much more than that. And when you come into that understanding, that realization of what you truly have on the inside of you, all of this stuff will stop. Where you can enjoy life. You can enjoy life with your family. You can enjoy life with your friends. You could, travel where you want. You could, do what you have to do. Because there's no shortages in the world. There's just a lack of understanding of how to reach the things that you truly deserve, that you truly want. And I know there's things that you want to do in life. I know there's things, even if you don't travel, maybe you want to fix up your house. Maybe, you want to purchase a new car. Maybe, there's things that you would like to do, or have. And that's fine. That's okay. Okay. Don't ever feel guilty about, purchasing something for yourself, something that you like, something that, you desire. That's okay, because you deserve it. And I want you to hear that again. You deserve it. Many of you feel guilty about it because, when you go buy something for yourself or you go do something special for yourself, you having all these guilt feelings. Well, I shouldn't have did this because I need to do this. I need to, pay my bills, or I need to have this for my children or my husband or whatever it may have been. But you shouldn't live your life like that. So these are some of the things that we do to help you, find out who you are and what you have to work with. When I found out what I had to work with, it was a game changer. It was a game changer. So this is all a part of what leads to success, working your plan and coming into an alignment where everything flows. So when everything flows and you have come into that alignment, you're prepared, you're ready. It's that readiness, it's that fluency, okay? That eloquence, that passion that's on the inside of you. There's a passion, whether you know or not, that's inside of you. Just think about it. What lights you up? What causes your heart to, skip beats? What causes your heart to really, beat fast? Think about that. What is that lights you up? If somebody mentions it or you see it, it just starts this conversation that you could get lost in, talking about it for hours on end, even reading about it or, searching it out. What is that on the inside of you? What is it? It's that thing. It's that thing that you need to develop. And like I said, people can't see a lot of times what's on the inside of them, and they don't know how to develop their resources, their inner resources. I'm gonna tell you, once I found out how to develop my inner resources, it changed my life. And not only my life, but it changed the people around me's life, because now I was able to teach them. I was able to mentor them, where it made a difference in their lives. And that's why I want to tell you, audience, not only the people around you that going to have that effect. It's going to affect their lives, but also for generations to come. And it doesn't matter, if you're that leader, if you're that entrepreneur, or if you're, that author out there, you have a responsibility because you have something on the inside of you that's able to change the way that they think, the way that they've been doing things. It's going to give them that aha moment. It's going to, shift their way of thinking. It's going to, remove some things, some different mindsets that's on the inside of them, where they may be thinking, well, I can't do this. I can't have this. I don't believe this. This is impossible for me. I could never achieve this. So just think of that big responsibility and see yourself on the world stage. That's why I like to bring it on the world stage. You're not insignificant, but you are significant. You are essential. And what you have on the inside of you could change, change for generations to come, change people's lives. That's what I want to say, for generations to come. So let's dive into this when I'm talking about what leads to success. Okay. What leads to success and working your plan? Because there's a plan on the inside of you and it needs to be worked. It needs to, you need to give some thought to it. You really do. Get it out your head and get it down on paper. Because as long as it's in your head, it's a fantasy. You have to write your vision and make it plain. Write it down. Keep it before your eyes each and every day, all day long. Okay? On your electronic devices, in a notebook that you're looking at each and every day, all day long. Keep it before your eyes. Keep it alive. Keep it active. Keep it active because it makes a big difference in your life. Whether or not you're going to be successful or you're just allowing your dreams to lie dormant. And some of you out there, you may be thinking, well, Gertrude, that's enough for me because I'm never going to achieve my dream. I want to tell you, with the right understanding, with the right knowledge, you can achieve your dream. You will take it out of, hibernation and bring that dream, breathe that dream back to life. Because I'm going to tell you, visionary, only you could bring your dream out of hibernation. That's something that you can't give to anyone else because it's your dream, it's your vision. And only the visionary could bring it out of hibernation. Your dream is not dead, it's just lying dormant because you do not have the right information to raise it up and bring it back to life. So let's dive into the first talking point when I'm talking about what leads to success. Okay. The first thing, living your truth. Living your truth because opportunities await you, but you have to live your truth. And that means appreciate who you are. Don't ever apologize for who you are. Appreciate who you are. Don't try to be somebody else that somebody thought that you should be, or you trying to live up to somebody else's expectations of you, or what people have said that they see you as being. You have to live your truth. That's why you have to, find yourself. And when I talk about finding yourself, I mean to get to know yourself, where you can introduce you to yourself. Come into that unity with who you are and appreciate yourself. Okay? A lot of times, many of you are having problems, with other people. You're having those problems. And you're demanding certain things of them. They don't appreciate you. They treat you all kind of ways. They don't see you. They ignore you. That's because you're not appreciating who you are. First, you have to appreciate you. And by you living your truth, now they're able to see that. So, what is that doing for them? That's teaching them how to appreciate you. You see, you have to be a first partaker. You have to do it first in order for other people to do it to you. So live your truth. Stop living in pretense. Stop living a lie, trying to be somebody else. Stop being that copycat. Why do you think you need to copy somebody else? Thinking that their life is better than yours. No, it's not. Because you have never given yourself an opportunity to be true to you. Be true to you. Be true to who you are. Live your truth. Live your truth. It's not hard to live your truth. Find out who you are. Introduce yourself to yourself. And, have that fulfillment. Have that fulfillment. Because when I'm talking about fulfillment, when you're living your truth, there's something that happens to you when you come into unity with yourself. There's a right. You'll have that right of being there. Yesterday I talked about, people trying to fit in. They're trying to fit in. And when you're trying to fit in and you're saying, well, I just can't seem to fit in. You feel out of place, right? When you're trying to fit in and you just can't fit in. But when you live your truth, the same things happens to you. Now there's a sense of belonging. It gives you the right of being there. It gives you that right. You see how this will take the stress off of you, alleviate that stress, alleviate, trying to live a lie or formulate some type of lie in your mind, or force yourself to do something that, is not, designed for you to do. Because each of us has a design pathway. A design pathway. And if we're not on our design pathway, we're going to feel out of place. We're going to feel uncomfortable. We're going to feel like, I'm here, but have you ever thought about that? Have that ever happened to you? I'm here, but I don't feel like I belong. You may have gone to a party or an event, and you just feel like you don't, belong there. Well, that's the same thing when you're not living your truth. You'll feel like you don't belong there. And you don't. Because when you live your truth, you'll belong there. You'll feel it. You will feel it. And that does something to you on the inside. And I'm going to go through those different things that it does to you on the inside. And when I'm talking about even living your truth, that burning desire, that passion, that passion. When I ask you, what lights you up, that burning desire on the inside of you, it'll be so evident. It will be so evident that, not only you, but the other people will see it. Not only feel it, they'll see it. Because it's radiating from the inside out. It's radiating from the inside out. It's just like, putting your hands in that glove. It's a perfect fit. Living your truth. Come out of the pretense. Come out of the mask. Unmask yourself. Okay? Unmask yourself. And live your truth. Because the world needs you as the expert that you are. That maybe some of you don't even know that you are. But find it. But the first thing you have to do is get in touch with the true you. The real you. So the real you, come out from wherever you are. You may be hiding behind this, that, and the other, making excuses, hiding behind people, hiding behind places, hiding behind things. How many of you are just hiding behind something, making excuses? You know where you need to be. I know this lady right now. She's hiding behind a job. Okay? She's hiding behind this job. Has beautiful talents. Beautiful. I think she's been on this job probably about since she came out of high school. Okay? Maybe about 30 some years. And she's been hiding behind this job instead of living her truth, coming to that realization of her truth. There's nothing wrong with working a job, okay? But then she's murmuring and complaining about this, that, and the other. Not walking her design pathway. I was there. I know. I know that feeling. I know that place. Recognizing who you are. When I'm talking about what leads to success, your identification, your uniqueness, your oneness, okay? Recognizing who you are, that oneness. Just like I say, that hand fits into that glove perfectly. Okay, it's a perfect fit for you. You have to recognize who you are. And you won't be able to recognize who you are if you don't take time out for yourself and get to know yourself. Okay, and then once you recognize who you are, now you find that uniqueness. You'll be able to see that uniqueness about you, and that uniqueness is perfectly good. Okay, it's good to be unique because you're running your own race on your own time clock. You know, you're not in competition with no one. You just be the best you that you could be. Be the best version of yourself. Always aim to improve on yourself each and every day. Do things today that you didn't do so well yesterday. Always improving, always going forward, always advancing, always. And by the end of this year, it will look nothing like the first of this year. Think about that. The end of this year for you will look nothing like the first of this year because you're constantly being the better version of yourself. You're constantly evolving. Just think of how, the internet has evolved, how, mobile phones have evolved, how all these things are constantly evolving. Well, the same with you and I. We are constantly evolving if we allow those things to happen. And it's good. It's good. Expand your mindset. Read, expand your mindset, where you can get different ideas, different viewpoints, to give yourself, fuel in order to expand your imagination, expand your way of thinking, expand your way of seeing, expand your way of receiving. Expand your way of accepting things. It's a good thing, y'all. It's a good thing. And also recognizing who you are allows you the ability to create, to be that creative person that you were, destined to be. Where it's not the same old, same old. You can't create the same products or services or write the same message, the same way that you did back in 2010. This is 2022. There should be growth there. Things have to change. It may be, the same message or point, but there should be other things that has come into that branched off from that, even with products and services. There has to be an evolving, but this all comes from recognizing who you are. Let's move to the next one. The next one is accepting, okay? Coming into your design place, walking and living your truth, accepting. You have to accept who you are and receive it. Not only accept it, receive it. And this is your truth that I'm talking about. I'm talking everything good. So don't, come up and have this bad. Well, I'm just, this, that, and the other. And you have all these mind things, think of those things that are true, those things that are good, those things that are lovely, those things that have a good report. Think about those things. Stop thinking about the negative things. Stop thinking about the things that's the self-defeating mindset, limiting beliefs. Stop thinking of those things and replace those things with good things, things that's going to aid in your productivity, things that's going to upbuild you, things that's going to increase you. Think about those things. And when you come in, alignment with yourself, think about moving forward. What's going to advance you to move forward? What's going to make you better? What's going to make your products and services stand out? What's going to help your clients or customers or readers overcome those pain points or avoid those pain points or get through those pain points, whatever it may be? Okay? Think about those things. But, when I'm talking about what leads to success, accepting and receiving those good things, even anticipation, y'all, anticipation. Be eager to look forward to, you reaching that milestone in your journey to your ultimate goal. Always have an expectation. Just like an attitude of gratitude, have an attitude of expectation. All of these things, it helps to create a momentum in you that will keep you positive, thinking positive, that will keep you looking forward to, that will keep you when you have those days, okay, where things may not be going the way you thought they should go. Okay, you have something, you pull out that piece of paper, you wrote those things out, you pull up that piece of paper, and now these things are able to get you over and shift your mindset. Okay, shift your mindset where now you say, hey, I'm going to shake this off. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to shake this off. Okay, because we all have those days. We all have those days. Who are you kidding? Okay. I know for a fact you have these days. I have these days, but I shake them off. I shake them off and I keep going. This is real, y'all. This is real. This happens to all of us. But accepting, when you're in accepting mode, that it's a perfect fit. It's security. When you're living your truth, there's a secure feeling that comes there because now you're walking with confidence. Now you're walking with, assurance. And that's my next point. You're walking in these things. Okay. Now you're that, when I talk about being an atmosphere changer, and you'll hear that from time to time, you're an atmosphere changer because you have come into oneness with who you are. Now you're able to shift that atmosphere. No matter if that atmosphere is negative and it's naysaying and whatever, it's a dead audience, because sometimes you come into atmospheres, even on these live streams, okay? Many days, I come into these atmospheres. I don't know who's on the other side, but it does not matter, okay? It doesn't matter. But the atmosphere has to be shifted. So it's not going to stop my delivery, okay? But what it's going to do, it's going to help those on the other side of this camera. Whatever they may be going through, it's going to help them to be able to understand, to be able to receive, to be able, to see hope and give them hope, where now that they could, see what I see for them on the other side of whatever they may be going through. And now they're going to receive it. Now their mindset's going to be open. So, that's what it does for you when you live your truth. You have to accept it. You have to receive it. And it's going to move me into assurance, okay? Into assurance. And when you have this assurance about you, when you're walking your design pathway, what leads to the success? When I'm talking about assurance, it locks you in, okay? No matter what. Just like I tell you, sometimes I come on here and the atmosphere is really cold, okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm locked in, okay? I'm locked in. It's not going to shift me, but it's going to shift you, okay? That's where you want to be. That's what leads to success. All of this, living your truth, working your plan, okay? You got to work this thing. It's not going to work if you don't work it. You have to work it, okay? And it's living, it's breathing, but it's inside of you. Your vision, your design pathway. Be locked in, okay? But you can only lock in and have that confidence, that assurance when you're living your truth. Not what somebody expects of you, not what somebody told you should be or suggested what you should be, because maybe it's what they should have been and they just didn't live their truth. So now they want to pass it on to you. And parents are famous for that, okay? Parents are famous for that. And, I hate to say it, but a lot of times I see that, in kids or in clients who have come to me, well, my mother and father, they, expected me to follow in their footsteps. And I tried and I just don't feel it. Okay. Well, everybody has their own design pathway. Everybody. And it's not fair where, people try to force something, especially parents, on their children. It's not fair. Allow people to live their truth, find their truth, find who they are. When I'm talking about identity, find your true self, okay? Find your true self. And I'm not talking about, a man to man, woman to woman, all this other stuff. I'm talking about your truth. Find out who you are. What are your desires? What is that passion on the inside of you? Find out who you are. Lock in, because it gives you confidence. You'll have a strong belief in yourself, okay? There's strength that comes from this. There's authority that comes from this. There's boldness that comes from this, okay? Because when you find yourself and you're living your truth, okay? There's confidence that and self-esteem, all those things come at a high place in your life. High place. You have to, those of you who are suffering with confidence and self-esteem issues, that's where it lies. That's where it lies. Stop pretending and be true to yourself. And the next one that I'm going to talk about, and the final one, is what leads to a success is alignment. Okay? Alignment. Positioning of authority. That's what I call it. Positioning of authority. That proper alignment where you're that expert. Okay? Some of you out there, and I've known people to do this. You have written books. You have started a business, whether it's brick and mortar or virtual. And you have yet to write your vision. And you're wondering why things are not going as they should be. Alignment. There's some things that you should do first, and then everything else will begin to flow. You got to go back. I don't care what stage you in your writing. I don't care if you wrote one book or 20 books. It doesn't matter. If you open that business, if it just opened or you've been open 10 years, you're missing out on some things. Okay, you're missing out on some things, and that could cause you, and it will cause you to leave money on the table, because you have to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. Live your full potential. Maximize your potential. And just don't, settle for the status quo. Oh, well, I'm satisfied. There's so much more for you. And when people say they're satisfied with this, that, and the other, that's kind of a selfish statement. Because what about your family? What about your children? What about your spouse? What about other people that you could help in the community? We always think that everything's for us, but sometimes things come for us or through us in order to reach somebody else. In order to reach somebody else. And we have to make sure that we're in the right position in order to receive those things. And you know when it's for you, and you'll know when it's for others. Many, many times, I could say in my life, we used to do a lot of distributions and different things of that nature. And my garage looked like a storehouse. Okay. I had a company or a nonprofit place decide that they were going to close up their food bank. My husband and I rent and got some guys, rented a U-Haul truck. And my garage was stocked with all brand new food. This was not, any junk or anything. Looked like it came directly from the factory, packaged and everything. But I was told by the lady, she said, I prayed and God told me to give it to you because you knew what to do with it. Because you remember I told you we did outreach years and years ago, but we weren't doing it at that time. And we got the people who we needed to donate it to, broke it down, divided it, between those people, and made sure everything was out. Nothing was left. So this is what I'm talking about, coming into a perfect alignment. There's things that's not for you, but you have to be in alignment, in a position of authority to get it through you, to reach those who need it. Now, that was an example there, but that might not be your example. But take this as an example of being in the proper alignment and not saying, well, I got enough for me. See, this had nothing to do with me because I wasn't hungry. I didn't, we don't need food. But we were just in a position of integrity, in a position of trust, where this person, because that person had to give an account for, giving us those products in order to reach the people that, she couldn't reach. That was probably some years ago. But it was able to reach those who needed it. So never say that, you close yourself down. Never do that, because there's people that need whatever, you're able to, when you're standing in your right place, okay, it'll come through you. It'll come through you. So don't ever block yourself, because then you're blocking yourself from receiving anything else, okay? Even things for yourself. It will even block you from that. So always be open to receive. Also, alignment. Now you're able to use opposition as tools to reach your ultimate goals. You'll see those oppositions. Now they'll become tools. They won't stop you. They'll just become tools. You'll see everything fitting together. into your plan to reach your ultimate goals. So it won't be foreign to you. You just pull it in and use it as a stepping stone or a launching pad to reach your ultimate goals. So I thank you, for being here with me, and I hope that what I had shared with you, what leads to success and working your plan, when I'm talking about living your truth, recognizing who you are, having an acceptance, receiving it, who you are, having that assurance where you are locked in, it gives you confidence, where you're that atmosphere shifter, and coming into alignment, by being able to allow things to come through you. Okay. And never saying, well, this is enough for me. I'm satisfied. I'm just going to stop right here. Many of you are just stopping right there. You're not maximizing your potential. And you're doing yourself a disservice by, and you might not be thinking that you're being selfish, but yes, you are being selfish. Okay. Yes, you are being selfish, because we are living, walking distribution centers, whether that's for products, services, or whatever, information or whatever. See yourself as a living, walking distribution center. See it that way. And this should give you an understanding when I'm talking about this. Because, if he could get it through you, he'll get it to you. But when you shut down yourself and you don't see yourself as a distribution center, maybe that's sometimes why you're struggling, why things are not coming to you, because you have decided that enough is enough, or I'm just gonna, park right here. You got to keep evolving. You got to keep moving forward. You got to be open to receive. Okay? Always be open to receive. Live your truth. Walk down your design pathway and live your life on purpose. So, thank you for being here with me on this segment of Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. And don't forget this. Remember this. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.